Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DICEBERG Ahead. You're listening to Emergence Extraplanar 2, the mystery of the Godways. I don't know what we're going to call this yet. I am Hunter Olson. I will be your plane master for this evening. With us today, we have...
Too eclectic, too boogaloo. Jaden plays Yorrik.
That's really good.
I was trying... They, them, playing Ales Atheras. They, them.
Chenoa Reid, she, they, playing AYCE-Reframed. They? She, they? They, she? It? I don't know.
Object.
Sauce, high and ready to fly, playing Khepri.
Hell yeah.
Good job having a good bit.
When last we left our heroes, they had just finished the construction of the GWNC, also known as the Godway Network, on the asteroid trade port of Singseta. Together, Yorrik, Ales, Khepri, and their new friend Ace, who has boarded as a diplomat for the Warforged with a chip installed somewhere about their person, denotes these people as trustworthy and important. We haven't really discussed y'all's overarching goal.
Nope.
That's A-okay.
We kind of cold opened into, hey guys, we're gonna it's
take
like
off.
a lukewarm opening, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will RP our way into it.
We're peeing?
No, we are peeing.
Oh. Okay. However, the takeoff was sabotaged by a mysterious figure shrouded in smoke created by the resulting explosions.
Oh, wow.
The tower was in threat of having its trajectory thrown off. Damn.
Holy shit, dude.
Chenoa cracked their
so
neck and it was
good.
audible. Oh. Anyway, fuck me.
Wow, my back does that, but not my fucking neck.
Hold on.
I feel lighter. Anyways.
Anyway,
Sorry.
now that we've all cracked, their trajectory was in threat of being thrown off, and may indeed have been thrown off, as Ace quickly rushed to the helm and took control, trying to correct their trajectory, and they were launched at Godway speed, or whatever this speed is going to be called once you guys assumingly survive this. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
One of the cooler Flash villains.
Ace, at the helm, you feel the sensations of the Spelljammer itself. You have the observation and awareness of the tower and the things around it, but it's not the same as before. Normally, when piloting a Spelljammer, you'd be experiencing the lurch of speed, the sensation of debris flitting past, but now it feels like the tower is as a stone in a river. Matter and space is flowing around the tower like parting water. During this time, you don't seem to be in any immediate danger using your awareness to the best of your ability. You don't feel anything around you. You don't feel an obstacle coming up just yet, and you think it might be safe enough to leave the helm. You will remain concentrated on it, but you can pass it to any spellcaster via touch. Yorrik would be able to reconvene with everyone else. We're not in like turn order or anything.
I am going to teleport next to Khepri, and I'm going to say, we need to know that we're on the right course. Someone sabotaged us. We need to know that we're heading the right direction.
Oh, why would someone do that? That's like rude.
We're fighting a god.
Oh, again? Shit, alright.
You're fighting a god?
We're fighting, you don't happen to have a lot of pacts with divine beings, do you?
I have no pacts with a divine being
Yes,
or
we're trying.
beings.
That's we're going to
The bipartite Athenium.
Athenium. We're going to the Athenium to find knowledge on how a god or a godlike being might be killed. We're hunting one that is causing a lot of disruption.
Interesting.
For the uninitiated, the Athenium, the bipartite Athenium, is said to be a collection of knowledge, the largest collection of knowledge in the Planescape, that at least the immediate one that y'all know of, and is also said to be the home world of the Warforged.
Well, you will definitely get answers at the Athenium.
But we need to contact Eludis. She was supposed to be guiding us.
I'll give her a ring.
Can I try to determine where we are heading?
Yeah, if you want to just use like your readings from being
Yes.
attached to the Spelljammer.
Yes, I also have cartographer's tools and the maps that Yorrik has.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can make I'll say Arcana or Religion
Okay.
check with advantage using Yorik's stuffs. And you'll have to let me know how Khepri is attempting to contact Ludus. Or Ra.
I think she would have started calling her Ludus.
28.
28. Gotcha. So you sort of move back into the helm and close your eyes as you sit in the chair. You let the sensations wash over you. You detect that your course has indeed been thrown off. You're traveling along a predetermined path that seems to shoot far beyond the Athenium. It's one of those things where, like, on a zoomed out map, it looks like you just missed it, but zoomed in, it's almost like you curve deliberately around it and are sent off in a far direction. You're trying to feel if there's any way to stop moving at this speed, and you feel a sensation come over you of an obstacle. This awareness is so a pilot moving at spelljamming speed can tell if they're about to hit a wall or something. And you feel a wall in your mind, but it's different. It's cold and icy like stone, but soft like velvet or melted chocolate. It's foreboding and unresponsive as a corpse, but it invokes the yearning you might feel for your bed sheets after a long day. You feel the wall in your mind, but for the first time you feel like something might be on the other side. I do need a piloting check from you as well.
Oh, shit.
To stop at this obstacle.
Is that a dexterity?
This is just using your spell.
That's right.
Spell doohickey.
Nice.
27.
Woo! Okay. Khepri.
So I don't really have like anything. Like I don't have the hey God, it's me.
Commune. God, it's me.
So I might just try to like meditate to talk to them.
Okay.
Like
Absolutely, yeah. I'll have you make a. Sometimes I keep making this a religion check, but that is specifically for knowledge. So this will be like a wisdom or insight.
Can I get advantage from my familiar? Is
Sure.
that possible?
Yeah, your familiar is helping you.
Because it's just like a white. It's like a spider that's the same colors as me. With like it's like white towards the center, with like gold fuzz.
Fuzz.
Yeah.
Gold scribbles.
Fuck
Just
yeah.
sitting there. You can see it kind of glowing a little bit as I'm trying to contact. Sorry, what roll was it?
This is insight or just a straight wisdom.
That's a 12. Oh, that's so much better. That's 17 plus 8, 25.
Woo! Goddamn. Yeah, you sit down, begin meditating, and you're calling out to try and get a read on where your path has been changed to, what your new destination is, if there's a way to stop this. I think you have a sensation that I would equate to a radio growing more staticky as distance expands between you and the person you're communicating with. You reach out to Ludus and you feel your fingers slip past theirs, essentially, as they attempt to catch you. So you get the sensation that they definitely don't want you going where you're going right now. But there's nothing they can do about it at the moment.
Okay.
At this point, the Spelljammer stops. This time there is a lurch as you go from Godspeed to stationary as best you can.
Wow!
Arnar.
You got a 27. You come to a sudden stop and you feel the sensation of debris all around the ship all of a sudden. Not only that, you feel a pull. And those of you near windows or doors or up at the observatory or looking up the telescope can see an event horizon before you as the Spelljammer suddenly turns as you are now pulling away from the gravitational pull of what appears to be a black hole. You see a void of darkness in front of you, and there is a ring of debris. You guys are farther out. You're near the edge of the ring of scrap, but you know that enough to be the point where it's very difficult, if impossible, to escape.
Oh, fuck.
This is quite interesting and unfortunate.
With your
Very unfortunate.
with your calculations and control at the helm, you're able to get yourselves in as stable an orbit as possible. So you believe you're maintaining a distance, but this thing is pulling on your spelljammer so much that you're caught in a kind of stalemate.
Yes.
All right. Shit.
What is this?
We were sabotaged. Let's have everyone grab a couch. We need to talk seriously.
As you group up, you still have the sensation of the spelljammer you're concentrating on.
Yes.
So it is constantly being pulled away. You're thrusting away from the hole. You can feel scrap and debris negligible in size compared to the tower to do damage.
Seems counterintuitive.
Thrusting away from the hole. You can feel scrap and debris scraping against the exterior of the tower, negligible to cause any kind of significant damage, but you feel larger things drifting past, and you're trying to make small corrections to avoid them.
We no longer have, because we're no longer traveling the Godway, so we don't have our envelope anymore.
Correct.
Okay.
The wards and stuff around you are gone. You still have the air envelope and gravitational pull of the tower, which is interesting. Normally for a spelljammer, it's along the horizontal plane, but you're a tower, so it's along the vertical axis. I'm assuming on the outside, you just stick to the exterior.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. No. Yeah. You absolutely. You just walk around it. Every plane can theoretically be walked on, and Yorrik wants people to be walking on like walls, and they just aren't used to it, and he's kind of bummed.
Y'all reconvene in the couch room.
Oh, get cozy.
Yeah, Hans the leather puppet is here as well.
He's in the middle of chopping onions.
Onions.
He says, I can try some basic just putting more power in the spelljammer. We've got a giant chunk of arcanite under us, but I don't know if I'm enough to make a serious difference. That won't take 3 years.
Just tell me what you need, and I'll help you with it.
I can hold things.
Something that I want very badly is for us to use this to gain information. We see that there's a scrapyard over there. I'm wondering if this is an oubliette, if this is a deliberate place that Kerubiel sends people that he hates. Because if that's the case, then there's probably a lot of tools that people trying to kill Kerubiel have been using before they showed up here.
That's like...
Kerubiel is this god?
He is a pretender god.
Pretender god.
He's a shortcut divinity.
I understand.
You do? I don't. I've really been failing to understand the difference between him and I, but whatever.
They are from the library planet. Well, the library planet's
the Warforged.
Yeah.
Does this black hole seem not quite like a black hole? Like it seems off? Because in my theater of the mind, black holes just
yeah.
And this thing seems to have an orbit of its own.
There's an expanse of space outside of a black hole in which it can be near impossible to escape, but you can be stable enough in an orbit that you don't immediately spiral in. It's usually and eventually it'll happen, but it could be years depending on how far away you are.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
IRL black holes are spinning and are messy.
Well, we can try and explore the debris and see if there's anything that would allude to something.
My skull in a flower is going to expand, and it's going to go into its calculator function.
Becomes an abacus.
And it's going to tell us if this black hole, if we moved to because the debris is closer to the black hole than we are.
Yeah, you're near the outskirts, the farthest most point of this ring.
How close can we get to this black hole safely? I want to calculate that. And then I want to calculate how close something going one way could get to this black hole and still potentially send something our way if it had energy.
I'll have you make an Arcana check.
I'm going to use my reaction, so you add my int modifier to this.
Hell yeah.
So add +5.
Boink plus a d4.
And then Alice massages your shoulders.
Hell yeah.
It does nothing.
It always helps me think clear when you're massaging me.
Are you two together?
Yes.
Dude.
Okay.
Yes.
Hell yeah. 21 plus 10.
God damn.
Plus 15, sorry. So 36?
Hell yeah. Okay.
Is that enough?
So I'm gonna tell you. The mechanics. When you rolled to stop the Spelljammer in reaction to feeling an obstacle, you got a 27, which is one above the 26 DC I set to put you 3 units of measurement away from the black hole. That's as far as you can be. Moving to any given piece of debris requires a check to not be pulled an increment closer to the black hole. This might affect what pieces of debris you come across, whatever. But every time you fail, you'll be drawn 1 unit closer. If you had gotten a 20, you'd be at the innermost unit, and 1 failure, and you'd be pulled in. So basically, you've got 3 attempts and anytime you fail one of those, you get pulled closer. And you suspect, as well as that, movement outside of the Spelljammer's air envelope will include that pull. So if you want to, it'd be best to dock it in any possible way. Maybe you have one door that has a circular section so you can press it right up or something. Yeah. Or a trapdoor on the bottom and you can just
maybe
land.
I'm able to get the teleportation circle functioning enough to make it phase through the wall. So it just becomes this circle of runes that creates a doorway in our wall, and then I can fabricate a docking little umbilical thing.
So yes, you suspect that you can move the ship around the field. It's going to take some piloting to do so, and failures will risk being pulled in, but it won't be an immediate thing because Ace was able to react quick enough. And movement outside of this thing will be exponentially more dangerous, not impossible.
Excellent. I'll mention I've got these. York's going to hold up a handful of scrolls. These create some minor servants. They can't go very far, but I can give them to Hans if we need to send a probe somewhere, and he can deploy them.
Okay.
Han salutes.
That's really useful.
It's basically a hoverboard. It's supposed to be like a magic broom that just allows you to fly, but I just thought that it would be better as just a sheet of metal.
I love it. I also have a hoverboard.
Back to the
Jesus
Future
Christ,
too.
hell yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
It's like Silver Surfer.
Basically, he's my favorite.
I was imagining.
We have so much in common. I de-sheathe my back, and it's a hoverboard, and it's just...
Whoa.
Excellent. Great. Well, yes, good. Well, we've got a few days of air that we can take outside the ship.
I do not need air.
Do I?
Tight.
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
You'll still
I
be
don't either.
affected by the pull and everything.
Yeah.
That's good, because all the scrolls I made only affect 2 people.
What a coincidence.
Can I parkour my way over there?
Over there. To some debris, you mean? You could be the first to make a check to try to locate some, and then attempt to get over. Because there's a lot of debris. It's easy to find some and just get to it.
Were we looking at... Yeah, Alice goes out into the viewing, the observatory.
Okay.
Looks at the black hole and thinks about Oblivion for a while.
It's hard to look away.
Yeah, and then starts scouting out for anything that they think looks cool.
Perception, investigation, survival, or arcana.
I'll help.
To locate a suitable chunk of debris that might have some goodies.
My book's just going to stay with you, and it's going to help you. And it's just going to, as you plot things, it's going to, draw a map that we can use.
Alice should really be helping someone else.
You got a net. You rolled the medal, right?
I did, yeah.
That's a net 20 right there.
It's a 20 and an 18. That's great. Plus 3.
Plus 3.
23.
Hell yeah. You believe you locate a small vessel with mostly superficial damage, probably caused by the scrap orbiting around it. Not around it, but you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It resembles a hummingbird with 2 side sails like wings and a long pointed bow. You don't see any defenses of any kind on the exterior. You think you see a hatch on top that leads to the interior. It's not too far from you. You might be able to make it with a piloting check, or if you want to try to parkour in space, feel free.
We could hoverboard there together.
Yes,
You got
let's
the hoverboard.
definitely make sure that we're using.
How does flying work?
Oh yeah, because you could just fly.
Well, you
Correct,
need.
so-
You got wings, is how you fly,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're
Well,
in a
no,
vacuum.
I just. Yeah, no, so they don't.
So in the Astral Sea, movement is based on your intellect. It's like wisdom and intelligence. It was like walking speed doesn't work. I think it said flying and swimming has the same mental connection so that you can just move at those speeds.
Oh, perfect.
However, it might be more complicated because of your proximity to the hole.
Things do get more complicated as you get
Closer to the hole.
yeah.
That tends to be a. If I cast detect magic on my telescope, can I see if the black hole is like conjured?
Have a fucking magic filter lens, or a series of them you flick through. Like, is there conjuration? Is there transmutation?
I think you do like a detect magic. You flick through your various lenses, and looking through it, it reads like a black hole. If you, I mean this as to say, you get nothing when you look across
It's
it.
a
If you were
void.
to get a graph of scribbles, there would be a perfect white circle in the center where it just got
Yeah.
nothing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, devoid of all information. Doesn't mean it's as magical as an anti-magic field. You
Right.
know?
were you looking at the ship, at the bird?
I'll if I can turn it to the ship. It's a ritual
Yeah,
spell. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's not exactly like I'm.
Oh, there's a birdie out there. We should go check it out.
You'd see that the damage on this thing is superficial enough that this craft still has a gravity plane and air envelope around it. So you would like reorient and stick to it when you got close enough.
We could go. I throw my hoverboard down.
We can go. I don't know if we need. I don't have the teleportation spell, so I can't get us all back here in a blink. If we leave it, I feel like this is the strongest engine that we've got. Is the tower.
There could be some useful things in there.
So should we just move the ship over there?
That's what I'm.
You guys seem to be pretty good at driving it, so like let's do it up, bro.
If you think that is wise, we can move it closer.
I'm worried. Does the debris get more dense closer to the like? Are we in a less debris zone where we are right now?
I think technically yes, but I'll say that you probably won't encounter the debris affecting like the health of your ship or your physical bodies until you're at like the innermost section.
Okay.
You think you'll be safe enough, even if you fail a piloting check, you'll be able to reach this thing. You'll just be a little closer to the hole.
This ship won't get us out of here unless we find something to give it a boost. So I think that, and I think that at least for some initial explorations, I think it's our best shot.
Okay. Who is doing the piloting? Is it Ace, or do you pass it back to Yorrik?
That's up to Captain Yorrik. If Yorrik wishes to move closer.
I'm the captain now.
No! And Maury, where are you?
Maury, where are you?
I am the captain now.
I am right here, Yorrik. What do you mean?
I can get closer.
All right, I trust you.
Okay.
Okay.
I get one stage closer.
You move back to the helm. This will be a piloting check using your spellcasty doohickey.
You have a dice tray right there.
I know, it's just inconvenient.
dice,
yeah.
not
Yeah, okay.
19.
Well, yeah, it was a natural 19, so a 29.
Goddamn. Yep. You managed to get close enough. You get to the point where you could reorient the tower. Y'all can walk along the tower and basically just do a short hop and get to the air envelope of the other craft.
I think I can fabricate as a bridge. So I'm just gonna make a
Hell yeah.
connecting. I'm just gonna connect our ships, and it's gonna like excellent. Yeah, I'll go along.
I'll say, so long as you're in the air envelope, you feel the pull of the tower and or the other craft. But as soon as you're like crossing that bridge, even though it's only like a few feet, the pull and pressure feels immense. It's like you're standing beneath a waterfall that is pushing against your back and trying to pull you forward, and you like lurch and your feet drag across this fabricated bridge until you reach the air envelope of the next ship, and you stop and you're like
All right.
It's scary.
I'm gonna bring I'll let these guys start exploring, and I'm just gonna like work on some fine tuning, like bringing my ship so that like our air envelopes are just interconnected or as close to as I can get it.
Yeah, you get it to the point where like they can reach out and grab one of the fins at the bottom of the tower and pull themselves up, basically. You get to the vessel. There's the hatch on top. It opens easily enough. And crawling down the ladder, you see a fairly cramped interior for a small crew that are still inside. You see sitting in the helm, a silver throne encrusted with rubies, is a Githzerai. This is sort of bat-nosed, yellow-skinned creatures with these large sort of brown moles or freckles or patterns about their body. They have pointed, like, ridged ears. There is a stab wound through their chest and into their heart. There's some kind of periscope behind the helm that seems to be connected with the eyes of the hummingbird ship. There's a narrow hallway behind them leading past open doors to small bunks. It's almost like a submarine interior, kinda, or a train car. And lying in the hall and through the doorways are another 2 corpses covered in stale slashes and stabs. At the hallway's end is a ladder leading downward. Aside from that, that's all that appears to be in this room.
Can I roll a history check of some sort
Yeah.
to kind of assess how old this would be and maybe like the weaponry?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go down the ladder.
I'm gonna send Hans, who's just holding a fistful of 4 scrolls behind you.
22.
Gotcha. Khepri?
I was wondering if I could do a medicine check to see like how these people died exactly.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'll help with that when I get in the room.
22 on the history. So you think this ship itself is old, hundreds of years, and you think likely has been here for equally as long. Combined with the medicine check that Khepri gives you, the wounds are stale. In the Astral Sea, time doesn't really pass, so they haven't decayed. But this is something that you're used to. So you're more looking to the environment for signs of decay. You think, yes, centuries. It's likely been here. Khepri, you see they were killed. You think this wasn't a creature. You think this was a humanoid. You think it was a dagger. The wounds are deep enough to pierce organs, but don't stab all the way through, save for some areas where the body is thinnest. These guys are kind of lanky. Based on what they're wearing, these were truly Githzerai, as opposed to the Githyanki. So these would likely be diplomats, sages, scholars, scientists, that sort, monks as well.
Any official paperwork?
I think you would note IDs about their person. You note the one in the helm as the captain, as a head researcher. You think they were here on some kind of scientific grant.
Ooh, interesting. Where is the scientific room?
I didn't start looking around.
You go down the ladder with Alice. Alice, you went down first.
Oh, saw her.
You see...
Oh no, a bear trap. Ah!
They are definitely doing some sort of research.
You see a storage space / gathering area. There are tables and chairs that look like they were moved or turned over in a struggle. Blood stains the wood. There are another 2 corpses on the floor, one with a slit throat, the other sitting in the only upright chair, their left eye missing, their right eye with a dagger in it. There are some bunks, and there is also a sort of counter space that looks like it's their collection of scrolls and such. This does appear to be a very not modern nothing's digitized, quote unquote. There's no real arcane crystals. It's all down on like paper and in books and stuff.
Alice goes down there, and it's funny. I had this idea as you described that there's bodies. I was like, yeah, okay. Alice like grabs the bodies and like lays them down and like gives them little rites, crosses their arms over their heads, and then closes their eyes. And then you're like, and this one guy's missing an eye and has a dagger in the other one. Alice,
Look, there goes my plan.
Yeah, Alice leaves those eyes alone, leaving the dagger in there, but does the like rites otherwise, and then starts just grabbing all the scrolls and putting them in like a bag.
Gotcha.
It's like, Yorrik could like these. Do they explode?
They do not explode.
Okay.
I will have you make an investigation check as you're gathering up all the supplies. You can do the same because you're looking for their research.
Can I see if I can check, like, where the ship might have been going?
Yeah.
If they had a destination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check their star sheets.
29.
29. Goddamn. Alice?
There's a natural 20 for 23.
23. Gotcha. You can make an investigation check as well.
10.
10. Okay. The other investigation checks will yield this information as well. It's just you don't get it.
It's dumb. It's fine.
Piss, cry, throw up.
Okay.
Skill issue.
Every goddamn day.
Yorik's gonna leave. Sorry, just so that I know. Ales has gone down the ladder.
All three of these people are down the ladder, if I'm understanding correctly, in the cargo bay / gathering area.
We've basically seen everything we need to. We saw that there was science happening, but there wasn't any evidence of what kind in the bridge that we came into.
No.
Okay.
And there was the periscope, so that's like an instrument. But and you haven't gone through their bunks or anything either.
I'll make if we haven't gone through the bunks, I'm gonna pull Hans up as I go down, and he's gonna activate 4 unsleeping servants, and he's going to just go through. He's gonna ransack the bedrooms and just pull out anything useful.
Gotcha.
And then I'm gonna go downstairs, and I'd like to make a check on one eye.
Okay.
What do I know about rituals or why? You want to see if there was a purpose. If there was a purpose, if he was possessed or if he was channeling something.
Gotcha. I'll have you do insight or religion or arcana.
I'll do religion.
Okay.
That's a 25.
25. Okay. So all the information y'all are going through.
Exposit.
Exposit faster.
Tell me shit.
Go, servant, go.
In the cargo area, you find, as you're grabbing stuff, a scroll of telepathy. You'll also find a magic item that appears to be a kind of visor that you pull down and has various lenses in one telescoping sort of section. As well, you find a scroll that appears to be a number of dissertations from various Githzerai. They claim to be researchers. You think there are as many as there are people here, as many different names, and they've each done many papers. You find one dissertation on a Githzerai named Scholar Hathrala, and it says, its thesis by the beginning and end says, the dark powers are unknown. Their origin, motivations, form, singular or plural, and history are all unknown. Only one thing remains consistent with their nature across all recorded accounts. They seek the suffering of mortals. I don't know what they would want to accomplish by creating this hole in the astrum. Perhaps it leads somewhere, but whether you survive the trip or not, it's one way.
Spooky.
You get that information. You get the information that they were here on purpose. You think they heard about this place, got a reading of it, something, and then deliberately came here to study and research it. With your check, upon gleaning this, you look at the nature of the dagger without pulling it out of the skull, and you look at the expressions frozen on their faces, and you realize this wasn't a ritual. This was an act of passion, perhaps. You don't know what emotion, but a passionate one.
Cabin fever, mayhap?
That phrase, why something that wants to make us suffer. I need to learn more about that.
Alice, you have gathered up all of these scrolls. You found that magic item, which you sort of bring back up. Remind me, what was Ace's roll for again?
I rolled a 29 for investigation to find their research specifically.
Okay, so yeah, you would find that they have been studying this thing. They believe it's specifically created. They reference something called the dark powers. That's proper noun, but that they don't know shit about it except evil.
You find their research. Alice is putting it in a bag.
And then you wanted to know, why they were here. How they got here, basically, came on purpose. It was deliberate.
How'd they know about it?
Yeah.
And who created it?
The dark powers.
I've got. Do they have any name tags or anything saying which corpse belongs to who?
I think so. Yeah, I think they would have IDs as like researchers, if not just like stitched on the inside of their clothes or something. So you would find Hathrala was in the helm. The others you would be able to put research to names, but I don't have their names down.
Yeah. We'll go to Hathrala, who's probably one of the ones that got laid out and given rights by Ales. I'm going to commit a minor blasphemy and open their eyes and put pennies on top of each of them face down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take a little like lump of salt and I open their mouth and put the salt in there. And I'm going to cast Speak with Dead.
Okay.
And then as I do, I'm going to explain the rules of Speak with Dead with the rest of the party.
It's only 5 questions.
Y'all seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Mm-hmm.
I know you.
God, that bit was really
Yeah, so fucking
I have
good.
not seen that bit. Okay, so we have 125 less gold than we thought.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take out another scroll of the spell that I can cast. I'm gonna give it to Khepri. And say, it looks like we're performing a little bit of an interrogation.
The corpse of Scholar Hathrala lifts into the air with light coming out of their eyes, shining past the pennies, and they open their mouth and take in a breath of air.
Scholar Hathrala.
Yes.
Yorrik kind of like stops for a second and he looks around because usually before he casts this spell there's like a week of preparation where everyone's like coming up with ideas of questions they want to ask.
Yeah.
And he's like, bad at improv. Scholar Hathrala. Start easy, right? How did you die?
We were murdered by our fellow scholar. Scholar Ithrain.
Name them now.
Thanks. Do we know which body Ithrain is? Is Ithrain's body here?
Yes, you would identify Ithrain's as the one as Dagger Eye.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you know why Ithrain chose to attack you?
It was sudden, without warning. I had given her orders to take more readings. Then I found a dagger in my heart.
Do I have permission to ask a question?
Oh, God, yes.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
It's so funny.
I'm not gonna be a dick.
Comedy Hunter, we're a comedy show.
Who created the black hole?
We believe the dark powers.
Yorrik is gonna see if he can like give like a jolt of necromantic energy into this corpse, and he's going to cast command and say, "Elaborate."
Okay.
Oh.
Are you cheating?
Yeah,
Cheating for another.
This is
Yeah.
100% an illegal move. This is definitely.
No, Yorrik does nothing but blasphemy. And that's
but-
something I love about
Oh,
it.
I will say Yorik's class is the Order of Scribes, which is specifically wizard meta magic. So his whole thing is about making spells do stuff they're not supposed to.
I just rolled. They failed to save their corpse. She says,
The dark powers have been legend amongst the Gith for centuries, amongst many cultures, many names. Any malevolent entity without a face or name might be attributed to their will.
All right. Damn. That's rough. That's spooky.
Sure as shit, dude.
"It's like
Yorik's gonna pull out his book. He's just like muttering to himself. His book is gonna like materialize as like the ink comes out of his pores and like clambers and writhes up his hand into his hand. He's gonna look at it and he's gonna start flipping through his memories. I'm gonna use a cantrip, encode thoughts, and I'll fucking blow a 5th level spell slot on this if I have to. But I want to pull up a memory of me looking at the shadowy figure that was created in the fireball that misdirected us.
try to get a better look at it."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have you make a perception check because you're doing it out of a memory. I think I'm gonna make it disadvantage.
Okay.
Zoom in and enhance.
I'm going to use a 5th level spell slot and give myself perfect access to that memory.
Okay.
And what check am I using?
I'll have this be, I think, just straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence. My book gives me advantage on checks to recall information.
Yep, this will be it.
Fantastic. That is going to be 23.
23, okay. You see stepping out of the green-tinted smoke a figure fully clad in gunmetal gray armor, save for a faceplate shaped like a gilded skull.
I'll throw a minor image of that up on the wall for everyone to look at. That does not look like Kerubiel.
No.
Nah, dude. Kerubiel's all like orange and gold and shit, you know?
So something meaner is at work here.
I will say, last time you came across some of Kerubiel's minions in Extraplanar, the Hag, the Orthon, they had golden skull masks or accoutrements like belt buckles and shoulder plates and such.
Sorry, was this one's gold?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gunmetal grade
never
armor,
Never mind.
save for a gilded skull.
In that case, Yorrik looks at this and he says, "A classic tale of Kerubiel."
We all missed the part where it was gold.
It was gilded.
Yeah, gilded needs to be covered in gold. Yep.
I am
We're
learning.
stupid.
But yeah, you project that up. You recognize the gilded skull mask.
Oh, it was Kerubiel. Ah!
The corpse goes,
Anything else?
You can stay there for a minute, dude.
All right.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave. Hold on, let me just double
They
check.
still have questions left.
We got 2 questions
two more
left to
questions.
ask.
Yeah.
If you guys, it is a duration of 10 minutes, so we have to ask any questions that we got here. If we don't have any plot pertinent questions, Yorik's just gonna ask completely useless ones.
What are the properties of this black hole?
Nothing has ever returned. No reading or understanding was ever gained by gazing into its depths or sending instruments inside.
Do you know, like, of anything that's, like, useful or whatever that's in orbit here?
Really good question.
Do you know anything useful?
It says,
Get fucked.
Where's the? Could you mark? Could you mark my pit boy? I did quest locations.
Can you give me a marker, please?
Also, how big is this black hole?
Large, very large. Just think planet-sized for your frame of reference. You're close enough that it consumes basically the entire horizon unless you turn around.
It is your field of view.
Yeah. It's hard not to look at. The corpse says...
The damselfly, a ship more advanced than ours. We had set our sights on it before a Thrain attacked.
Damselfly, those educated would know, is a creature, but also a form of spelljammer, like this, in the way that this one's shaped like a hummingbird.
And then her head explodes.
Yeah. And then the salt shrivels her mouth, and she...
Yeah, I well, actually, as we're getting to the end of the spell, I'm gonna reach up to like the pennies on her, and I'm gonna flip them, and they're just gonna like, as if they're just passing through her eyes, flip, so the heads are facing outwards, and her eyes are gonna close, and I'll be like, "Thank you, scholar. You are not needed for now." And I'm going to cast. I'm gonna cast preserve. I want to preserve her corpse.
Okay. I cast preserve.
Preserve.
I think it's pretty well mummified at this point.
Yeah, you know what?
It's got astral preservation on its side as well. Time doesn't pass much here.
I just need there to be a mouth.
All right.
Cool.
You do you, babe.
I don't think I ever listed what you got out of their bunks. You did get stuff out of their bunks. We had just moved to other stuff first.
Our shit.
Those in the cargo area found the visor. There is the dissertation. There is, in the bunks, a scroll of legend lore and a scroll of telepathy.
So one of you scroll boys want to write that down?
Yeah.
Remind me about the visor. I don't
Yes.
pay attention to you.
This visor is clearly a magic item. It's sort of rectangular, like a worker's visor.
Yes. My brain was like, is it a Kerubiel visor?
No. It does require attunement, though, to do it.
Oh, this is neat. Drops it.
Into the black hole. I was just imagining you like tossing an apple and then you step out of the air bubble and it just.
Oh, fuck, dude. That shit's gone. Like, gone.
Do you think if a chunk of arcanite went into the black hole, it would explode?
I mean, probably not. Based off of my understanding of black holes, it'd probably just like get sucked into it. Like, and if there was an explosion, that would get the energy from that explosion would get sucked into it as well. You know, like it's just sort of an all-encompassing thing. I was 16 in it.
Interesting.
I got that
I just started using it.
I see. This is what I wish I had done when I was playing Ales.
A pocket dimension?
You want to jump in and find out?
Usually pocket dimensions don't... This is very inverse. Most pocket dimensions, when they interact with another plane, explode and cease to exist pretty quickly. If this is going somewhere, because you said that you felt a barrier that we passed through when we...
Yeah?
Or there was a
It
barrier...
was that you felt the obstacle, which in this case is the black hole.
Yeah.
But you,
Stopped.
for the first time, felt like normally that sensation is programmed to be like you're about to hit a brick wall, and that's how it feels because you need to stop. This time, for the first time, you felt like you're about to hit a wall, but maybe you could get through it if you hit it hard enough, or it's like, but maybe it's a curtain. Is the vibes you were getting off of it?
You described it as a corpse, but also a welcoming bed.
As foreboding. And unresponsive as a corpse, but as welcoming as your bed sheets at the end of a long day.
And my awful joke about that, and also the 2 lines of descriptor before that was, the perfect partner.
That's why we
it's
love
not a
you,
good
Ian.
one. It's not a good one.
Because if we didn't, you wouldn't be here. That's the lie.
That being said, I think y'all have turned over this ship. You're able to move back to Yorrik's tower safely. He parked it in such a way this is possible.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to discuss?
I'm gonna take...
You want to look
I
for...
want to take the other dude. He's gonna get bundled up by unseen servants and brought onto the ship with us.
Ithrain, yes.
I
almost said Ithrala. Ithrala. Ithrain.
I'll bring him on and I'll say, I want to ask him questions, but I'm honestly kind of worried about what he'll say and do. So maybe we can ask him questions if we want now, or we can wait until we've...
Send it.
Yeah, dude. Send it.
Great. I'll take... is the dagger still in his head?
Yeah.
Well, first I'll cast Identify on that.
Yeah, I think it's a +1 dagger.
Great.
Tight.
Take it.
It's silver. It's got a ruby pommel.
Is it
Save that shit
flamberged?
for... You could save that for Mori.
She needs another dagger.
You're
A friend
right.
of yours.
Here, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
actual captain. We're just kind of Plan B.
Alice, one of
The
Alice's
actual
hands
captain.
disappears it into the void.
Hammer space.
Yep. Okay. In that case, I'm just be like, all right, we've got other things to worry about. We are on a timer.
Do you take the corpse of Ithrain with you?
Yep.
Okay. You're like unseen servants to carry that across. Y'all step out of the hummingbird ship and are able to clamber onto the extended fins of Yorrik's tower and walk up to a door and get back inside. Y'all have got your first piece of orbiting lore. Looted the ship severely. I will get the stats of the things you grabbed to you posted over Discord for next session.
Tight. Orbit lore.
Orbit lore.
Orbit lore.
Thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
Flippity flip flip flip.
Obligatory noises.
Thanks for listening. Background music for the Emergence podcast was provided by Tabletop Audio. For more DICEBERG content, follow us on our Patreon and socials, or visit us on our website at DICEBERG Ahead.com.